Alright guys, final video detailing the job adjustments that came with the live letter that we just had last Friday, September the 17th. As always, I'm Drew from Team Future Strategy. Today we're going to be talking about healers. Now before we jump into this, speaking just from the job action trailer, I have never played White Mage to an extent, and honestly it looks like a beautiful class. Now I've talked to other White Mage mains and they've said, oh, it just seems so boring, oh, I don't know. Then they saw the job action trailer and were like, all right, this has a lot going on. I think it looks really good. I also think it was already in such a good spot that no one was really worried about them. Speaking from an Astrologian main's perspective, I knew it was coming, just didn't want to accept it. The removal of Nocturnal Sect is kind of, and the reason I say that is, I understand why you're doing it. We are being pushed into a pure healer role. Having that little flavor of diversity really made it so that I can do whatever I wanted and keep the class fresh. And now I'm gonna have to have two healers, and that's fine for what it is, but it's definitely a bummer. And speaking from the job action trailer, I'm so confused on all the changes right now. I don't understand why you'd have your card drawn and then it was like Lady of the Crowns or Lord of Thorns or whatever it was over on the right, and then you also still had the meter on top. That looked like it augmented a damage ability. We got Starfall, which I thought was crazy. You know, our star looked killer. I think that was really good. I didn't see her use her shield at any point, so I don't really know what's going on. And there were a lot more like star-based animations going on. Visually, I think it looks beautiful, but I'm interested to see what's going on. Scholars, man, oh my god. Hey, to all my scholar mains out there and friends, sorry, you didn't get nearly enough. When we get to that portion of this video where they highlight the scholar, you can just tell based on what they put on the screen that they spent too much time. They either spent too much time on Sage or they weren't ready to fix scholar. Scholar's an okay healer right now. It's not my favorite. You know, it's not bad by any means, but it needed a little bit of love. I gave some of my thoughts in a different video, but they didn't get it the way I feel like they should. And then the tease in the job action trailer, I got hyped because I saw the AoE ability go out and the scholar stood in it for like a good second to 2 seconds. And immediately in my head, and I'm sure in a lot of your guys' heads, you go, they got a gap closer. No, they didn't. All of a sudden you just see this little Lalafell running forward. Such a tease. So ridiculous. Okay, and finally on Sage, having as much WoW experience as I do, a lot of discipline priest vibes, a lot of deal damage to heal your party, and I love that. I'm very interested. I love the animations. The sounds were pretty cool, very sci-fi going on there. I'm very interested to see how the deal damage to heal your party is implemented. There's only one person based on what they said. So, new actions that apply single target buffs will be added to each healer. I don't love this, and the reason I don't love this is because I'm greedy. As an Astro main, that was kind of our flavor. You know, it's like draw a card, throw that onto one of your teammates, and now everyone's going to get single target buffs. Wah, wah. Cast time for offensive spells will be reduced. I'm not in love with this change because Astro was already so fast. Like, I'm pretty sure my main attack is like 1.4 seconds as far as speed. So I have almost a full second when it comes to the GCD to move before I can cast my next one. So then further reducing it, I'm just like, this is not going to work out for me. Limit break area effects will be expanded to 50 yards, meters, whatever it is. Great. Titania is something that comes to mind. I've used LB3 before, not in the center, but off center, and then all of a sudden the guy on the corner doesn't get res, and it sucks. It's just like, oh my god, what am I, a yard away, 2 yards away from where I would have hit everybody? Honestly, I don't understand why it's not like this. All of the fights that are in Final Fantasy 14 are all in designated arenas. They are all specific to it. There's no reason that there should be a yard or a meter restriction on LB3. Not for healers. It just doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Like, everything else with healers already has a range capacity to it. Using something so impactful like LB3 and missing people because the platform is too big just feels bad, man. If you have to make a hasty decision and do it as quickly as possible and you're just out of range of one, what if that one person is a tank? You're locked in that animation, you're waiting for everybody else to get up and you can't get your tank up and you're just hoping, oh man, do I have a swift cast available? Then they're going to get the red sickness. It's kind of crappy. All right, let's move to White Mage. Their bar is so small because they don't have a lot of changes. I mean, they didn't need it. They're, from what everyone tells me, like white mage is super straightforward, super straightforward. Functionally and visually distinct restorative field action will be added. Okay, we saw that in the job action trailer. They're just getting a larger AoE. Pretty straightforward. So we'll move on to Astro so I can cry a little bit. Diurnal and Nocturnal Sect will be removed and basic healing actions will be adjusted to have the same effects as they would while under Diurnal Sect, Regen Sect, for those of you who don't know the difference. So we're turning into pure healers. So you have your pure healers, your regen healers, and you have your shield healers, and we are now pure healers. The effect of divination will be changed, and the seals used for new enhancements applied to self. And the seals used for new enhancements applied to self. That's worded extremely poorly. Divination is your group buff, so I'm interested to see what that does. And then the seals used for new enhancements applied to self. Maybe that's what they're talking about with the Lady of the Crowns, Lord of the Thorns little area. I'm not sure. We didn't really get as much talking as I would have hoped for, but who knows. Moving on to Scholar. A unique job action will enhance the party's movement speed even during combat. I'm just gonna skip Scholar. You guys got screwed. Sorry. Like I don't know what else to say. Like, Scholar just did not get the love that it needed, and a lot of what we expected was moving towards Sage, which I get it, but it doesn't make it suck any less. So, Sage possess all the actions essential to a barrier healer. Really cool. If you saw the trailer, then you saw kind of how the shields were built were really cool. It almost felt like Magitech was doing it, and that's exactly how it should feel, in my opinion, based on what they've given us for this. I really like the laser shooting. I'm not positive, so don't quote me. If you look at the portion of the video where Yoshi P shows the sheathing of the weapons, like opening and closing, pick one of them and try to follow it as best as you can. If I saw it correctly, I don't know if my eyes twitched. If I saw it correctly, they do not go back to the same spot they were in. I remember looking, and I looked at number 3, 1, 2, and 3, so top right corner, and I remember it closing and it went to position number 1, and then when they opened, that one went to position number, it was either number 2 or number 4, and then closed into a different position. If it does, that's just such a weird, like, that has no effects on your gameplay whatsoever, but I love it. Like, it's just such a unique little flavor that needed to be there that I think is just awesome. I didn't know I wanted it, but I know I need it now. Able to attack enemies and heal designated party member simultaneously. If you're familiar with Discipline Priest, you can do multiple party members. However, I like the idea that it's just one, because in theory, what I think is going to happen is you're going to throw it on your main tank, or whichever tank is currently taking the most damage, and you'll simultaneously be able to heal them while you're dealing damage, allowing you to effectively continue helping while still putting up heals. I think that's great. It almost gives you that level of, what's the word I'm looking for, regen. You know, it feels like a regen effect, because if you have them designated and you're dealing damage, you're slowly, you know, it'll be a portion of that damage. It's not like, there's no way it'll be 1-to-1, or if it is, that's batshit crazy, but you know, it'll feel like a constant regen because you're already dealing the damage that needs to be there. So, you know, it's just coming in like that. Draws upon unique resources for healing, enhancements, and attack magic. You can see the job HUD down below in the bottom right corner. The one at the top, the shield, I believe I saw that when when Yoshi P had designated a specific person to heal, that activated. Don't really know what's going on with the 3 jewels at the top or the 3 diamonds at the bottom, as well as the gauge. They did not go into that as much as I would have hoped, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be bad. Yeah, those are going to be healers. So that is breaking down all the changes that we saw. Hope you enjoyed all these videos. I tried to just make them off the top of my head, just kind of what I saw, comparing them to the trailer. I think for me personally, unfortunately, I don't have enough experience on all of these classes at max level to give better analysis on everything that happened, not only in the trailer, but as well as with all the changes that are coming. The goal, see me in 2 years when we get the next job action trailer, and, you know, I will have every class to 90, whatever the Amaro equivalent is, or Amaro equivalent is in Endwalker, I'm going to have it. Mark my words right now. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched all of them, thank you so much. Please consider dropping a subscribe. I will talk to you very soon. I have things for what happened this week, so hopefully you had a great week, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.